Oh my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty!
Hey, hello. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're at. Thank you for joining me on tonight's stream. We've got maybe a couple of guests that's going to join us. See, we got a few people in the chat already. McFlies, and I'll get to your question in a minute. McFlies and Brent, how's it going, man? Good to see you with us tonight. I was just talking with Silos. He's going to be on with us here in just a minute. I had him on earlier, and he was, I think, on his way home for the day. So, yeah, we got that going. Let me turn over here to the chat so I can see everybody. How's my audio? Is my audio sounding good? I'm going to remove my earplug here and turn my phone on for a second. So you might hear some. Yeah. Sound like you can hear me all right? Yeah. Good to have you. I hope we can get quite a few. I think last week we had Flying Sasquatch on with us, and tonight, if things work out, we'll have Silos, the freaking Rican from YouTube. Brett, if you want to join an audio chat with us, just click that link above and it'll ask you to share your camera and your microphone. Just don't share your camera, and then you'll pop up in a little screen here, and you can audio chat with us, and we'll talk about some of the good old days. Got a few questions I'm going to get to tonight, so it'll show up as you in the green room whenever you're ready. Yeah, I got a few things on the agenda tonight. Not a lot. Going to do some catching up with some old friends, and going to answer some questions from the HDzero Whoop Roundup. Had several questions on that. So, and Brett, if you just want to listen and chime in on the chat, that's okay too. This StreamYard is set up to where you can join the audio and help ask questions or talk with Silos and whoever else decides to join us tonight. I kind of got it wide open, so don't know who all is going to join. So let me say this. I'm new to this, and I do have this link public. So in the event that we get some knucklehead, we get some knucklehead join, that I have to end up silencing them quickly. Hopefully nobody will log on and half naked or anything. So I guess half naked is better than full naked this day and time. But you never know. I believe I've got a few friends that's out on the road, traveling, driving trucks and forth, that like to listen. We can't chat too much. So tonight we're going to talk about the HDzero Whoop Roundup. I'm going to talk about my Tiny Trainer and the Tiny Trainer race winter. That's a lot. Tiny Trainer Winter Race Series. The first race starts this Saturday in Kingston, Tennessee. I didn't know about it until yesterday, actually, and I'm not going to be able to make that race. I thought I was, but I'm not going to be able to make that race. So maybe I'll catch it. December and January's is to be announced. Oh, I think you were telling me that the audio sounds good, Brett. I'm catching you now. I'm not a smart man, but I do know what audio is. So, all right. So we'll give everybody a little time to see. We got 5 people in the stream. If you would just chime in with a text and say hello to us. If you have a question, please put it in the chat, and I'll put it up like this one right here. It says, can you explain Whoop Mass more? What is it? Okay, yeah, this is from McFly's. He's one of the truck driver friends of mine that's on the road. Whoop Mass is just something that it come to me that I think might be, I probably need to stay in front of this microphone. Whoop Mass is something that come to me that I think might be interesting for some of you guys. It's the reason why I put the mass in it is it's kind of a slang on the or a play on words on the Catholic thing. I'm not Catholic, but some of you know, but not everyone know. I have a handicapped daughter, and the sounds of squealing tiny whoops, she doesn't like it. And so I don't fly in my home very much. So in the wintertime when it's cold and snowy and wet and nasty, I'll go over to church where I pastor, and I'll fly tiny whoops inside. Well, I have several of the tiny whoop cube gates that you can stack them together, kind of like like a little jungle gym. And I've got some LED cube gates and different things that I will, if you guys want to, while we're chatting and while we're answering questions and things like that, I'll be able to sit and you'll be able to see me and put my goggles on, and just like this camera right over here. Let me make the screen a little bit bigger. See, I can do like this, and I can do this, and I can put this right here. This is the FR Sky HDzero screen, and I've also got the HDzero Event VRX, which is 4 receivers that I can plug into like a 40-inch TV. So while I'm sitting here chatting, I could probably even maybe do it like this. I could figure it out. Still got to figure this out. Bear with me. I'm learning this StreamYards. Seems to be quite a bit better than what I was using, but I still got a lot to learn. I can be chatting with you while I'm actually flying freestyle, doing power loops and whatever, Matty flips and hitting gates and flying through the infinity tunnel, things like that. I know that some of you like to watch indoor whoops ripping. I'm no head from infinity loops, but I can fly enough to break stuff. So that's what Whoop mass is it's a play on words uh, of the mass, because I'm PhatPastor, and it'll be at church. And then if the winter Whoop racing series ever picks up, then we can actually have some live races uh, there and stream that. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Just depends on what you guys want to see. I've got a lot of questions on the and I'll just go ahead and get started in that, because Carlos or whoever, I've got 3 or 4 people that say that they might log on. So I want to give them more of the channel when they get on. So let me go ahead and start into some of the questions. So hopefully that answers your question of what Whoop Mass is. It's just me flying. We can do, we can set the gates up in however you guys want to set them up. Most of them are LED and all of that, and just show you what indoor HDzero can what it looks like and what it can do. All right, Brett. I'll see you back in just a little bit. So let me get here to the Whoop roundup. Had quite a bit of questions on this, so let me just. Some of them were on Discord. Michael D. FPV asked the question. Said, are there any Whoop-sized electromagnetic filters like the Diaton Mamba used to have? If you remember, they used to have the little foil sheet that you would put in between the ESC and the flight controller, and that's an amazing. I mean, it's a great idea. I have some of those somewhere. I've got, like anybody that's been in this hobby as long as I have, I've got stuff hidden everywhere. But yeah, that might help. It's basically like puts an electromagnetic shield, if you will, between in this case, it would be the ESC, flight controller, AIO, everything all in one. That and the HDzero VTX. Now, that would tell us if it's an external noise going on in the quads. I tend to think it's something bleeding in to the ground plane on these, because turn this back on. I think it's these little whoops right here to power this nano HDzero VTX. You run the power in the ground from the VTX, which you can see here. I can get it up here. The problem with this is if you watch the screen, it's backwards. The red and the black is your ground and your voltage. That runs straight from the battery lead. It's actually a wire run from where the main, because it's 1S, from the main battery lead. And I don't know that the noise isn't getting into the ground plane. And if the noise is getting into the ground plane of the flight controller, of the AIO, then it's going to propagate through the whole thing. So, but that is a good test. And thank you, Michael D, for asking that question. It was definitely a something that I've not even thought of. Michael D talks again about the Meteor 65. If you watch the HDzero Whoop roundup that I did, you saw that I think it was apparent that that my favorite, all around favorite, I like them all, but the all around favorite for me was the Pro, the one on the Meteor 65 Pro frame. And let me pull it out here. Sorry, I've been leaning over out of frame. But yeah, this is the one here that he is talking about. This, in my opinion, has the most potential, but it is also the biggest pain in the butt. One, the VTX sits right down on the frame, but that's okay because that's not the gyro. And I do have soft mounts in between the VTX and the AIO, so we're not getting a lot of noise that way. This thing is just, if I tune it to fly good with freestyle, then I get a little bit of jello, and it doesn't want to descend. Doesn't want to descend out of a dive very good. So I'm still working on the tune. I see Michael D in the chat here. It says, let me put his question up here so we can all see it. Thanks for subscribing, Michael, and joining us in the chat today. It said, you had said about the electromagnetic coming, yes, from the HD camera. I was thinking use that shield to block it. Yeah. And you know, that may be, that's an awesome idea. And if you've been in this hobby long enough, I'm sure you've been in this predicament before. Man, if that's it, great, but I'm going to kick myself because I've done hours and hours and hours of testing to figure that out. But hey, that's an easy remedy. I'm going to add Celos. Hey, man, how are ya?
What's going on?
All right. God, this is
Carlos.
He is known on YouTube. Are you still known as the freaking Rican?
Yep.
Yeah. So this is Carlos, an old friend of mine, back from way back, back when we were just happy to have an analog quad that just wasn't filled with noise and static. So thank you for joining us tonight, Carlos.
Yeah.
Brett, you remember Brett Nunley? He was what was Brett's flying name on Discord? He's with us here in the chat, and he had actually stepped away from supper.
Brett, that the guy from Ohio?
I think Michael D says hello, Carlos. No. Oh, what was his name? My head injury. He was the guy that flew cell towers with his Mavic or his Phantom.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, babe. I love you.
Maybe help with the tune. Oh yeah, he's a 1.5 year noob who's coming up with the ideas. I was on my HD Whoop roundup, Carlos. I was talking about how one of the quads that I had just had so much, and I think these HD Whoops, these little HD Whoops, have electrical noise because they're a pain in the butt to filter, and that's really what it is the filtering and the tuning. And
I think this is dope. I know I had a problem with the the Beta that I used to have, which I got rid of it because they had too much noise. And I think that the boards are just entirely too small for a camera, for transmitter, for it's too much.
Yeah. Well,
That's
they've
what
come
I
along.
think.
They come on the Mobula 6, the new ELRS Express LRS Mobula 6. It's
Yeah.
good. And it's for it to be a happy model product. It's really, really good, and that's the basis of what they're really built off of. But you know, the back when HDzero first come out, I had a 4-inch Chimera that I put HDzero on it, and it had the GPS puck on the back of it, and I could not get that thing to lock for no reason at all. I couldn't get it to lock. I couldn't get it to and when I took the HD off of it, the GPS locked. So it was just noise coming from the VTX. And what I was saying earlier to Michael, he says he's a year and a half into the hobby. I can remember removing a VTX from a quad and going through all of these different problems, because it seemed to have lost you there, Carlos. There you are. He's back. There you go. I can remember actually removing a VTX from a quad and spending hours doing it, and come to find out my problem was I had a lens cap on the camera.
Right.
You remember doing any of those?
Yep. You're going crazy, taking it apart, putting it back together, taking it apart, put it back together.
Yeah, he was talking about it. I don't know if you remember the Mamba stacks that come out years ago.
The Mambas, yeah.
That had the little copper plate, the little copper foil in between the ESC and that's what Mike was saying. He said, why not try that? If it is noise coming from the board and it's not being fed into the board, man, that's an easy fix.
Unless he doesn't, I mean, because I know at those Mambas, you had to put, I know today's things are different. You had to put those little donut spacers in between.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, you were going to get noise no matter what you did to it.
Yeah. That's still how it is today. It's dampening, or
right.
You know, it's just putting isolation. I can turn this on and show you here. We'll split it up into three screens. This one here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's got quite a bit of I'm lagging. It's got quite a bit of that camera's lagging on me. It's got quite a bit of spacing, quite a bit of dampening, those little rubber grommets on it. I don't know if you can see them or not. There. And this one's probably got the least noise. Brushless? Yeah. I'm not flying it. I have only one brushed quad anymore. Everything's now gone brushless, and this thing here will matty flip and power loop and everything in the house. The
really?
Technology, yeah. The technology is quite a bit different than it was 3 or 4 years ago. It's gotten a lot better.
So are you flying more micros than 5-inch?
Yeah. If you can see back here over my shoulder, this is my iNav 5-inch, and that 7-inch that I built back when we were still on that. And I think I've got one racer that's a 5-inch, and all of the rest of them are these 3-inch. I fly the Tiny Trainer and the Beta Racer X 3-inch and Tinywhoops. It's rare that I fly anything above 3-inch anymore. It's just because it's one, I can fly them in my yard, and 2, I was racing in my front yard with a 5-inch a couple of years ago. Wasn't long after my head injury. I don't know if you remember or not, but I about killed myself. I hit the gate, and I was down from the gate on my porch when that 5-inch slammed into my shoulder at about 50 miles an hour, and it felt like a mule kicked me. So, yeah, and I'm not that good of a pilot. These 3-inch, I can fly this Tiny Trainer faster than I can my 5-inch on a racetrack, and so it works for me. I like them, and I'm really liking this HDzero. A lot of people prefer, like Flying Sasquatch. He prefers the he prefers the DJI, but I can't really fly the DJI. It blurs up on the edges, and how it breaks up is instead of getting pixelated like analog does, HDzero will sparkle. It's like a colored break.
Well, what's the new HD that comes out with the fat sharks now? Which one is that?
Yeah, that's the walk snail. So Michael D says 3M makes an EMI absorption tape. Do you have a link for that, Michael? Let me see if I can make you a moderator. Don't know if I can. Not here, I can't.
Yeah, I just seen that one the other day. I was watching. What was I watching? I think it was Bardwell I was watching, and he was talking about it. And he was saying that it's just as comparable as the DJI, and it's cheaper.
Yeah, I ordered the module for it,
and that's all it is, right? It's just a mod.
Well, you can get if you get the goggles, if you get the Dominator goggles, it's those goggles are only for the walk snail. It won't do analog, it won't do DJI, but HDzero is coming out with a goggle. Actually, I just pre-ordered it. I actually had somebody make that possible for me that I used to go to church with, and so I've pre-ordered the new HDzero goggles, which it has analog on the side, so you can put your Fusion or your Rapid Fire. It has HDzero built into the goggles, and with this Walk Snail VRX, you can clip on the front. You'll be able to fly 3 of the 4 video systems out there. The only one it won't fly is DJI. So, Michael, I just made you a moderator, so you should be able to place a link in the description or in the chat there. So, but yeah, the DJI, when it breaks up, it blurs. It, instead of sparkling like analog used to or does, and like HDzero does, it blurs. And back when I had my head injury, if you remember, I was wonky there for it, and that's what it reminds me of. So I can't really fly it, but I've since the last time I flew it, I've been told you can turn that off where it doesn't fog up or whatever that is around the edges of it. Thank you, Michael. Here's that link right there if you guys want it. I have got the very Mamba ones you were talking about, Michael, somewhere in this. If you can see all of this stuff up here, I've got drawers. What do you call them? Machinist cabinets. Is that what they call them, Carlos? Those old, machinist cabinets full of gear. That's something. I still got them old Cobra motors. Remember that back in the day when we got those deals?
I still have them. Yeah. I still got a set of those. I got like 3 sets of them.
Yeah. I've still got a bunch of that old stuff. So, yeah. And Patrick was telling, I talked to Patrick, the quad artist, the other day. He's moving. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, you said he was moving to
not too far. He's
somewhere in the same state, just away from there.
Yeah, I think it's close to where his daughter's going to be going to college or whatever. Yeah, but right now he says he's they're in an apartment or a condo or something like that, and he's got a bunch of his old quads that he just wants to give away. And I told him, I said, well, I got a channel that I'm trying to get people to sub to, so I showed him in last week. Remember that Vader quad that he made for me, dipped up that Star Wars. And
right.
I was showing it to Zach, and Zach said, well, don't you remember Carlos? Carlos got the first booby quad.
Yeah. Yeah. He did it to my
Your radio. Yeah.
Yeah.
QX7, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Old school.
You still got that one?
Yeah. It's upstairs somewhere. You know what? Hold on. Let me go and get it so you can see it.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah. While we're doing on that, Michael, you're a moderator, not just on the streams, but you'll be a moderator on my channel. So I'll keep that in. If you see, which I'm not big enough right yet to be getting spam, but if anybody shows up being disrespectful, rude, posting pornographic links or whatever, you can just mute them, and if they come back from the mute later and do it again, just ban them. So let me, while I'm waiting on Carlos to come back with that, we got the link right there. Let me show it up here. See it there on the screen. Michael DFPV. Yes, we got it. Also, I'm at around 180 subscribers. When I get to 200 subscribers, I'm going to be giving something away, and I don't know if I'm going to give away a 3-inch quad or if I'm going to give away a Tinywhoop.
All right.
So, all right, you got it.
Let's see if we can switch this. Probably.
Let me make you solo here. You're going to be the solo screen for a second.
You don't want me solo. Well, here it is. This is my. Let me turn the light on here.
That's your booby radio, right?
My booby.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get rid of this thing too.
Patrick, he did an awesome job with that stuff. It's hydro dipped. Yeah. I see right there by your thumb. That's a booby, isn't it?
That's a booby right there. Can't hide them. And I got one on the stick right there. Booby on a stick.
I got a booby on a stick.
I'm touching the booby.
Booby on a stick. That sounds like something Cheech and Chong would say. What?
Let's see if it still has all its stuff on here. When we turn it on, let's see if we can hear it.
Oh yeah, we got this sound pack too.
You turn me on. Good morning.
You turn me on. Who was it? It was somebody in our Discord that they when you played that they who was it? Was it Phenomena or Medium Al? One of them got all kind of stirred up, didn't they?
Yeah.
Play that again. Play that again.
Yeah. This thing still works.
This says it all right there. oh, see those. Always good for a laugh.
Yes, sir. Hey, I gotta do something in my spare time to even entertain myself. So
yeah,
that works out good. Even if my wife doesn't say I turn her on, at least my radio does.
I minimize this because I got something I want to show you, and it does have something to do with FPV. Not a lot, but a little bit to do with FPV. Messing with my lighting back behind me. Excuse me. I don't know if you remember that Zod dart that I had 2 of them. Built them a couple years ago. Well, I just recently traded a guy this, Carlos. Now, before YouTube freaks out,
hold on, isn't that airsoft?
No, it's not airsoft. It is a BB gun.
Oh, really?
It's by Barra, BARRA, and it's not CO2. It runs on LiPo 3S LiPo batteries.
Really?
It's got the same technology as airsoft, but it shoots the 0.17 BBs.
Right, 177 BB.
Yeah, it'll shoot right through a gallon jug of milk or something like that. It's
really,
yeah,
that's pretty
and
sweet.
it's got
It must be quiet too, because that looks like a suppressor on the front of it. But
well,
I digress on that.
It is, and I think that is so that they can sell it in California. I think this has to be orange in California, which if anybody watching this, if you're going to get this for a kid, I would get it with the orange because this is all aluminum, and having a background in law enforcement, this will get you killed.
Yeah, well,
if you're walking around with this, because this looks, feels, doesn't sound like a real AR, but it's just, it uses the same technology as airsoft, and it's fun. 50 round magazines.
It's all good out.
Oh yeah. The only thing is if you're shooting like up against I was shooting and I had a couple railroad ties as the backdrop. Man, there was ricocheting back and the BBs were hitting me, and I was 30 foot away from it. So it'll ricochet like crazy. But yeah. Doc Brown. Oh, that's got to be sweet. Michael, if you want to join us, you can join right here on the screen. There's a link up there. You're welcome to join. We can listen to your Doc Brown. He says my Zorro startup sound is Doc Brown. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious stuff. All right. I'm a big Back to the Future fan. As you probably tell by my intro and outro. When I was, a lot of people don't know this, Carlos knows this, but my name is Marty. And, my name's actually David, but my friends and family call me Marty. And when I was young and wild and woolly and we'd get out getting in trouble, my buddies would be like, they found us. I don't know how, but they found us. Run for it, Marty. So that's kind of in my intro, when you see that, that's kind of an inside joke to all of my friends who, most of them are either dead or in prison by now, that I used to run around with. So. Yeah. So are you flying at all anymore, Carlos?
Every once in a while. I haven't really. I just lately just started to get back into deep into it again. So I want to see where I want to go with it. I want to get a different radio, because this is a dinosaur now.
Yeah. FR Sky is, man, they've really got a bad name in the hobby now.
Do they?
You remember how they first it was the QX7 that you had, and then it was the DX9 was the radio to have.
Right.
And this here, let me show you this. I'll switch to this as the main screen just for a second. See if I can solo it. Yeah, show you this. This here is it's by FR Sky. This is a 5-inch screen that will play HDzero. It's basically an HDzero ground station, and FR Sky made this, and I don't. It might be up to 180 today, but I have less than 200 total subscribers. I have less than 200 total subscribers, and they sent this to me. Yeah, okay. Ooh, I see that, Michael. I won't post that one up there. But they sent that to me for free because it was Banggood. You know the relationship that I've had with Banggood. You had a very similar one. But they sent it to me, and I sent me an email and was asking me if I wanted it, and I was like, sure. I didn't know that most of the hobby, they had come on Express LRS or something, in their Discord or their Facebook channel or something, and just completely ticked some people off. And yeah, that's why I think there's only like 2 or 3 reviews. I went out of town this week, last week, the end of last week with my mother. Took her up to Gatlinburg to look at the Christmas lights and all that. And I took it. And there's some video in my Whoop Roundup that I flew HDzero up there. You should go on there and look. It's a long video, but if you scroll through it, you can see where you've been to Gatlinburg, haven't you? Yeah, you said you and your wife go. Up there at the Ripley's Aquarium, they had a big Christmas tree, and I'm flying a 75 millimeter Tinywhoop with no extra camera on it. The video you see is straight out of the DVR, and it's actually better in your goggles. So I went up there and I was trying out the FR Sky screen. It worked, but the DVR doesn't. It keeps, now granted, it might be me because I used an Amazon Basic U3 SD card, and then I used a ONN, but I've not had any trouble with ONN. ONN runs in my HDzero goggles. It runs in my Power Play. I haven't had any trouble out of the SD cards, but that FR Sky screen, it'll record 1 or 2 videos, and then it just freezes and it won't record. Now it'll show you the screen, so it just freezes. So I haven't finished the review on that yet. So it's coming, but the radio that Michael's talking about, I have this radio, the Zorro. Let's see. It's not easily accessible. In my opinion, that's the best radio. It's not too big and it's not too small. What's it
look like?
What's that?
What does it look like?
Well, let me see if I can dig it out without making too big of a noise. I see Marcel's on here. How's it going, Marcel? Thanks for stopping by. Here's my case. I'll pop it open. It looks like the Tango 2. You remember the Tango 2, the little Tango 2?
Little one?
Yeah, it looks like the Tango 2 and the X-Lite had a baby.
That might be too small for me.
It's bigger than the X-Lite, but it's not nowhere near as big as the QX7.
Oh no, that's too small. That's entirely too small. Okay. I'll lose my quad.
All right. Then I would recommend. Here's the most popular big radios. Wow. It's like I feel like Muhammad Ali bobbing and weaving here. This is the most popular radio today, according to, I guess, sales, or if you go to a race or you fly with anybody. Most people, if they're still flying full-size radios, they're flying this. It's the Radio Master.
Oh, yeah.
Radio Master T16.
T16.
Yep, this is a multi-protocol.
Right, and that's what I'm looking for.
It will do, mine's got the metal thing on it. That's my Crossfire in there. You can also put Express LRS, which Express LRS, you You would probably like that because all of your old R9s that you had, you can flash them to Express LRS, and it's open source, and it makes it so. You remember how FR Sky was a pain in the butt when it come to updating your modules? Well, Express LRS is nowhere near as much a pain in the butt. It's still
a pain
updating is never fun, but it's open source. You can get the receivers for like $15, $12, even some I've seen them as cheap as $10 for the receivers, and it really has the best range.
So it's like the competitor for FR Sky, is what you're saying.
Crossfire.
But
yeah.
For Crossfire?
Well, see, Express LRS comes in both 2.4 gigahertz and 900 megahertz, which is what Crossfire and the R9 used to be on the 900.
So it's just the module is what it is.
Yeah, but it rewrites the firmware and takes away all the proprietary crap. See, that's how FR Sky got in trouble. They come out with this new tandem radio that has HDzero built into it, and they were saying that it was compatible with the latest Express LRS. And they did this on the Express LRS Facebook group. And the devs from Express LRS they were like, no, you've not even talked to us. You're about to put out this new hardware, and we don't know anything about this hardware that you're putting out. You've not told us anything, and the guy kind of got a little bit snippy with them, and told him, it's like, well, if we end up doing this, you're not going to get the schematics to our new radio, and Radio Master. Who was it? Jumper and Radio Master used to be one, and they split off. And Radio Master now is, in my opinion, they're the ones that's working the best with the hobby. It's open source.
And that's Radio Master.
Radio Master TX16.
Right, TX16.
TX16. There's some of them I recommend, especially somebody that's got older. You still got some FR Sky whoops or something like anything like that you still want to fly. I recommend getting the multi-protocol module, because that big one is bound to all of these planes up here, and it's bound to a few of my tiny trainers, and I can fly any of it off. And the good thing about Express LRS, I would recommend getting an Express LRS module, because they have they're doing now what's called a bind phrase. When you go in and you set that module up, you could put like freaking Rican or Celos or whatever. When you put that in there, every module, say if you have 3 different modules or 3 different radios, and you go into that radio and you say, Celos is my bind phrase, you can fly any of your radios. There's no rebinding it. You just, okay, this radio's got a problem. I got another one right here. Boom, turn it on. You're ready to go. All they got to do is have the same bind phrase. And it's,
I like that.
Yeah. It's, I was talking to you the other day. I was talking to someone else from, it was either Broke or Logan. One of the two. I was talking to them. They haven't flown in a while, and they were like, man, I bet a lot's changed. Some has, HD being probably the biggest change, but there's not a whole lot that has changed, especially since COVID. You're just getting different variations of, if you take Express LRS out of the mix and HDzero, there's Jesse. He's still on 2.0, working great. Binding phrase is the best. That's right. He's right here. This is 2.0. Express LRS 2.0 works fine. I can fly it on my Zorro or that big one, because of course these little ones don't use the binding phrase; it does something else. But it's the same way. Jesse, what was your flying name on the Lost Quad? I forget it. Whatever it's called. Elrs users. Crossfire thing. Yeah. You remember Jesse, don't you, Carlos? He lives down there near Zach. He smells like the Sasquatch. He lives so close to him. Jesse, you're welcome to join us by clicking on the link up in the top of the chat. You're welcome to join us. You don't have to join with your phone with your camera if you don't want to. You can just jump in with the audio if you want to. See, I can't remember everybody's old names on there. I can barely remember mine, and it ain't changed.
Come on, Marty. It's PhatPastor.
That's it. PhatPastor. Old Medium Al messaged me a while back, said he may join us one night.
Medium Al. That's the guy from Ohio.
Yep. Yeah, he was there at Patrick's with us.
Yeah.
Splat Kitty. Brad. He was the one that gave us the name for the Discord channel. Did he lose 2 or 3 quads that weekend? I know he lost that.
He lost the one out in the corn.
Yeah, and then didn't he lose like a? Oh, maybe it was Patrick that lost the rabbit. So there was like three or so quads lost.
Yeah.
There's your old X9 module.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. Somebody in the chat maybe will tell you. Marcel off Axis, he's a long range flyer, and he normally has a stream that he usually fires up about this time. So I don't know if he's still on, but he flies way up in the mountains where the glaciers are still glaciers, and but I think you can update that module. Let's see, Jesse's saying something here. ZG, yeah, he was ZG on Discord. Silos helped me flash an R9 once before. That was very annoying. Oh, yeah. No.
Oh, yeah, they are annoying. That's for
Carlos,
sure.
Carlos was our resident R9 guy. He was our R9 guy, and Zach and I were more toward Crossfire. I was still flying some Spectrum around that time.
Yeah.
I had a couple quads that still had Spectrum on it. Of course, I got several.
I'll tell you, this R9 worked well in Tennessee.
Oh yeah. You went to the mountains, didn't you?
Yeah.
Flew that thing way. I remember that video. He says he has the R9 RX. I can't update. Oh. Can I update? I think you can. Jesse, I just don't know how. The Express LRS Discord group, they're really, really good. Now, sometimes it takes them a little while to get back to you, but they're really good about helping you there. If everything that I've seen or heard, let me just put it that way, everything that I've heard says that you can flash R9 over to Express LRS 900 milliwatts or whatever that is. So you may. He said, I thought I still may need the module to make it. Now, are you saying there? I thought I still needed the module and the R9 RX to make LRS work. My understanding is once you get the let's see, we're talking about 2 different things. You're talking about the R9 receiver, I know that you can flash that and it will run off of an Express LRS module. I do know that. I haven't done it, but I know people that have. I think the question that maybe you're asking, it's definitely the question that I'm asking, is can Carlos flash his R9 module to Express LRS and his old, huh?
We should check.
Hey, we're on a live stream. We can
Yeah,
we can check it.
I need to get a laptop.
Yeah, we can check it.
Let's check this here.
Yeah, this is the stuff that we used to do on the lost quad discard all the time. We just try it, and
let me find my laptop.
And then you get mad and scream and shout and breaks things when it didn't. But hey, this hobby's all about breaking things. So yeah. This while he's getting that, I'm gonna turn this on and show this here quick. I'm gonna show something here. This Tiny Trainer has HDzero on it. This is what I intend to fly at the Tiny Trainer series in Kingston, Tennessee. So, yeah, y'all stay tuned for that. Though, if I do it, there'll be some content on it. But the way that I'm editing now, it'll be a month after I film it. That's the negative side of HD too, Carlos. Is you remember how the old run cam splits used to look?
Yeah.
What, like when we make the videos, not how they look through the goggles. That's about like what I'm seeing in out of my goggles with HDzero. I like it. Some people don't like it because the sparkle. When it breaks up, it's sparkle, but I like that better because DJI, you'll get to a certain point where DJI where it will completely disconnect, and you can't do anything about it. With HDzero, I can fly back behind some cedar trees, and when it goes to full rainbow, if there's nothing over me, I can pop it up above the trees, and the video comes back quick. So I like that. And let's see. Did you see the video that Wesley Vardy posted on Elrs Facebook group? Yeah, I did. That's been a while back. He flew it 28 miles, Carlos, on a 2.4 gigahertz EP2 receiver, which is about the size of a thumbnail, of your thumbnail. That's the range of the 2.4 gigahertz. So the 900 is crazy. It's just crazy long. And what my understanding is how they did that is they took a bunch of crap that was in the packets, like in the telemetry, stuff that you really didn't need and all of that, and they cut all that mess out of there. And because it's not sending a bunch of useless, unneeded telemetry, it's able to do it faster and with fewer lost packets and all of that. So yeah, I'm getting better range out of a 2.4 gigahertz receiver. That's similar to what the XM Plus was. I'm getting better range out of that than I was my Crossfire. Because Zach and I run into, because we're both flying Crossfire, is if you get in a group of people and everybody's flying Crossfire, you'll start stepping on each other. Yeah, he did that on Michael D says he did it on a ceramic antenna. Yeah, which is crazy. Yeah, it's just that technology is a lot better. And if you have anything with an R9 on it or Crossfire, to wire up a new RX on it, it wires up the same way. Power Ground RxTX. And there you go. And it uses the CR, the Crossfire protocol. So, yep. So you're probably going to have to you'll probably have to download the Express LRS configurator to get your module to flash. And that's kind of self-explanatory when you get into it. I'm gonna turn a little fan on. Let me know if y'all hearing a rumble or anything. Is that putting a bunch of noise in the audio? How's my audio sounding, Carlos? It's still good?
Don't know. You get a little fuzzy.
Fuzzy? Okay. Probably picking up that noise.
Fuzzy. You're picking up noise.
Yep. Okay. I'll turn it off.
So I got a new dog, right? So my old boy, he doesn't want to go. Well, he wants to go, but he's too old to go duck hunting. So we got another dog, another black lab. And
okay.
This has to be the most stubborn dog I've ever been with.
Is it a female?
No, it's a male. He's hard-headed.
Hard-headed, stubborn, huh? Yeah.
Stubborn.
I was over a friend of mine
He's
the other day.
Still a pup.
He's got two golden retriever or yellow labs, and their brother and sister. One of them retrieves excellent, just an excellent retriever, and the sister, he said she's dumb as brick. She won't do nothing. He's like the dog is, besides being a pet, it's worthless as far as a hunting dog.
Yeah, he's just, ain't you? You're dumb, ain't you?
You know the old saying, you just can't fix stupid.
No, not this one. Is it going to turn on or not? Somebody beat to my laptop.
The flight control, mode 6 HDzero. Yeah, it's the Crazy Bee board. I thought that it was the same flight controller that was on the UZ65, but it's not, because it doesn't fit in the UZ65 frame without pushing right up against the ducts, and it gives you no dampening. So if you hit anything or whatever, the gyro just goes crazy. So yeah, it's the Crazy Bee F4 board. Yeah, it's now. Let me show you this one while we're waiting on. Got Super Bee. That's right, Super Bee, not Crazy Bee.
Super Bee.
Super Bee. Yeah. Yep. I stand corrected. That's my head injury. I mean, and plus it's getting old too. Your brain says one thing, but your mouth says something totally different. So. Yeah. The Eachine. The Eachine board had the same name. Yeah. Now, are you talking about the one that was in the UZ65 or something? Something different?
Actually, they're not valid. What are you talking about? Let's say ours is not.
No, I was going to show you this one. This, my, oh, that looks neat. Let's see that there. Come on. As soon as I get ready to change this camera right here is going to try to quit on me. You know, that's how it goes.
What cameras are you using?
No cameras. That's the good thing about this. Just like, I don't know if you're on your phone. I'm on my iPad. This one here's my iPad, and this here is a cheap iPhone SE that I bought off of eBay for $15. Now this is my freestyle. It's running the beta F4 that I got it from Tinywhoop, and the reason why I bought this is the motors are motor plugs. So in trying out different motors for a freestyle quad, you don't have to go in and start doing all that tiny soldering. You just that camera awful laggy, isn't it? Let's see, get it up here. I'm gonna set it down now. Let's see if it. Okay, it's working fine now. I don't know, but yeah. So, and Beta FPV don't have the best name, but neither does Happy Model. Happy Models put out their share of crap.
Yeah.
I think it's just if you get a bad one. Always recommend if you buy anything, Eachine, Happy Model, Beta FPV. There's a few others out there. Check them. I bought a Beta FPV PV flight controller for my Tiny Trainer. That it just has a backup, and it's sit in the box, one of those hard case boxes, for 6 months. And I went to put it in, and it had a bad gyro right out of the box. I didn't check it. So, no, it's not Logitech. It's, I've got another one right here that I'm going to use during my Whoopma stuff. It's just a little iPhone SE, like what you can, it doesn't have its, I think this one was locked. Somebody probably owed AT&T for a bill or something. I mean, I can't make phone calls on it, but as long as you're in Wi-Fi. Huh.
Come on now. I should have went got the Chrome.
I want to mess with this camera for a second.
You know what? You need to sit down somewhere. Yeah, you. No. Relax.
All right.
All right. What are we looking for again?
You need to download the ELRS or Express LRS configurator.
Configurator?
All right, Michael. Take care, man. Oh, I see. Yeah, I see Audie's trouble with the Logitech. Yeah. Take care, man. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for joining us tonight. Take care, man. We'll see you.
Where's he from? That he's going to get some flight time here before bed.
I don't know. It's a good question, isn't it?
It's 9 o'clock where I'm at.
Yeah. He's probably on the West Coast. Just be 6 o'clock there. No. It starts getting dark here around 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, 5. It was, let's see, I got out of the blind at 5:47. Still had a little bit of light out, but then as I started walking in, it got darker and darker.
Yeah. I just wish that it would, and probably a way to figure it out, how I could, if it would translate over the chat once I load it up on YouTube as a video. It usually loses the live stream chat. So, but I put most of them up there for people to look at. So, did you find that configurator yet?
No, I don't know what my wife did to this thing here. And this is what I use. Beeping at me. This is what I use in my.
That was what you used to do all your quads on?
All my quads, all my 3D printing, everything was done with this.
You still got the monoprice?
Yeah, I have another one now. I have the hell's the name of it?
Ender, or is it you have another monoprice?
No. It's an Ender 20. It is.
An Ender clone, you said?
Yeah, that's a clone.
Okay.
But it has cameras on it, so I can watch it when it screws up. I can stop it.
Oh yeah! Wow. It's not the Soval. It's not the Soval, is it?
No, I forgot the name of it. But that monoprice, I can't get rid of. I'm never get rid of that thing. That little thing's a beast still.
Oh yeah, I've got the Mini Delta. I don't know if you can see it. Right there.
Yeah, I see it.
The Mini Delta. It came pre-assembled. Took it out of the box, plugged it up, put the SD card in it, and printed the Minchi. Didn't have to level it. Didn't have to do nothing.
It's self-leveled and everything?
Yep. But the biggest print that I have printed on it is this case right here. It won't print any, and actually this is a Tinywhoop case, and it's actually at 98% because you see here watch me make a mess. The Whoop just fits in it, but it won't even print it at a full 100% because it goes outside the print bed area, so it don't print anything big.
All right, so what am I getting again here?
You're looking for the Express LRS configurator.
LRS configurator.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
Download. Let's do download.
Then you'll download it, and then you'll
GitHub. Let's go there. Or should I go to? Oh.
Yeah. It's a GitHub because it's all open source. See there?
LRS.org.
That might be it.
It's probably going to take me back to here.
I think you download the configurator at the bottom of the GitHub there. But it changes so often, I don't know.
Let's see. I have a Mac 10. Oh, no, I have a Windows 10. I need the Express configurator 1.5.2. 1.5.2. 1.5.2. Right here. Alright. Click on that. take that. Really good.
Maybe Brett will get to come back and join us after dinner.
I want to put someplace else. That's what we will create.
Yep.
Open that. Open. Save. Okay.
Microsoft Works. That's an oxymoron, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm almost tempted to go upstairs and get my Chromebook because I know that works.
Yeah. Yeah, this Express LRS, man, when they come out, it didn't take long at all until they started eating Crossfire, Ghost, and R9 or FR Sky started eating their lunch. I mean, it was just like what Michael was saying. Wesley Vardy did a range test with just a little ceramic antenna. I don't know if you've seen the little receivers. They're tiny little receivers with this little bitty ceramic antenna about the size, smaller than a pea, just a little bit bigger than a BB, about the size of a 1.77 pellet, and he flew at 28 miles. 28 miles on a little ceramic antenna on 2.4 gigahertz, which is like the standard FR Sky, not the long range stuff. That's not even their 900 milliwatt stuff.
Just so he wasn't using an R9 mod.
Nope, he was using Express LRS, and my understanding with the Express LRS on the 900 megahertz, it's crazy long distances, like 40, 50 plus miles, and people are, of course, that you run out of video long before you run out of signal.
Really?
And now there's I think it's Foxeer that has a 2 watt VTX, a 2 watt analog VTX. Remember,
analog VTX 2 watt?
2 watts. Yeah. Remember, when 800 come out, we were like, man, that's good. 800. Yeah, that's much better than the 400 we've been flying. And then TBS come out with a 1.2 watt. And I think Rush Tank and Foxeer both have a 2+ watt analog VTX.
Wow.
So people are throwing putting them in the airplanes and getting 30-mile range. It's just craziness. Put my radios back up. Yeah, I think you'll like that TX16 Radio Master. If you're looking in the market for one, you might even be able to find a used one on RC groups.
Really?
Yeah. Just make sure. I mean, you get Bardwell's got one. I don't figure you'd be the one that pay the extra money for the Bardwell version. But Bardwell has one that instead of it having the internal multi-protocol module, it has built-in Express LRS. Excuse me. But you can only fly Express LRS with that. unless you put a module in the back of it for like a multi-protocol module in the back of it. I don't recommend that. You can get those. Happy Model has and believe it or not, Happy Model's come out with some good gear the past year or so. They have a module that fits in the back, kind of like your R9. I think it's $35 for the Express LRS module. It's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You remember back in the day, we was paying $100 for Crossfire and R9s.
Yep.
Here they come out with a really a better technology, and TBS. I think they come out with a couch the other day, but TBS is almost. I mean, I've not heard hardly anything from them in close to a year. They, Trappy's real easy about getting his butt hurt, and they're in this hobby. Well, in this world anymore, there's people waiting in line to troll somebody or make them mad or whatever. And
right.
Yeah, it didn't take much to tick him off. He basically said that Zorro that I showed you that I'm flying, that it was a clone of the Tango 2. But I thought the Tango 2 was a clone of the X-Lite, the FR Sky X-Lite. And it was a clone. It was a clone of a Xbox 360 controllers.
Oh,
yeah. I really don't think any of these Chinese companies got a lot that they got any right to be mad at people cloning. Excuse me. Did you find the configurator already?
Yeah, I downloaded it. I'm trying to install it now.
So how long is gun season? Is it going to take you through
The
February?
30th.
Just the 30th?
Yeah. I think it's the 30th. There's only 30 days in this month, right? It's 15 days.
That's all.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's till the 30th. So you get 15 days to gun hunt. But that's open gun. So after this comes muzzleloader, which starts the 2nd of December. And then that goes until the 12th. And then after that is late doe season, firearm late doe season, which is on private land only. So if you hunt state land, you're done basically, unless you go out with a bow and arrow, then you can go out again. But if you don't hunt on private land, you're basically done for the season.
Wow. So you got family up there though that's got private land, don't you?
Yeah.
Is it your brother?
No, my in-laws.
Your in-laws. Okay.
Yeah, my in-laws was the one who.
Did you ever try out that Hex suit? Didn't you get one?
Who?
The Hex HEX suit. That's kind of the they're like thermals that turn off your body electrical.
Yeah.
Did you have any luck with it with deer?
It works. I mean, I've had, when I was in a stand, deer were just walking underneath me, and that never even paid me any mind. So it did work. But now I'm in a blind, so when I'm up in the air, they're not going to smell me anyway. So I don't even really wear it that much anymore.
Yeah. Now, I bought that right before my head injury, I think. or it might have been right after it, because I think it was right after it, and I was turkey hunting because I couldn't climb. My wife didn't want me climbing. I still can't climb. But I was sitting in a ground blind, not even really a ground blind. We're sitting on a hillside, and I had a 6 foot by 3 foot piece of military camo netting set up on a spike in front of me, because the jakes and the toms normally come up that ridge and come up out of the bottom there, and that's why I had it in between there. And I'm just sitting on the ground, and this dominant hen, I can hear her behind me. She's clucking and all this kind of stuff, trying to alert. I'm like, oh. You couldn't shoot her, and she walks up right beside me, Carlos. And I'm sitting there still. If she would have been a foot and a half closer, I could have reached over and grabbed her by the neck. That's how close that turkey was to me. And she's just looking around. I'm just sitting there real still. And she didn't pick up on me at all. She messed around there in the little open area for a little while, and then went on off the hill and was clucking and calling and all that. And I ended up getting a jake with about a 3-inch beard. That same day. Yeah, that same day. And if a dominant hen come up on you like that, she gonna alert everything.
Right.
And she just walked right up to me. Didn't have a clue what I was. I guess she thought I was a hay bale or something, or a bush. And I'm sure if I'd have moved and made a bunch of noise, she'd have took off. But she didn't know who I was, what I was.
Stuff is good. I'm not gonna lie about it. That stuff does work.
Yeah.
I shot 4 or 5 deer with that on. They never even thought to look at me. So
yeah. I watched videos of it where deer would stick their head inside the ground blind when people weren't.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah. Is it not going to work for you, bro?
Oh, I had to restart the computer. It's doing its own thing. I don't know what my work switch is. It's restarting right now. I'll check to see if it's going to. So if it's not, I'll pull the other one out and try to get that one out. I don't know what to do for that thing. And it's touchscreen, so not like some old laptop. It's a touchscreen.
Yeah.
I don't trust you, dog.
Let me see a shot of your new dog. They look just like the old one.
Yep, just like him. Come here, Jax. Come here. Let him.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. He's still a baby.
He's like, I'm a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
You think you'll be able to teach him?
Yeah, just gonna be a little harder. Okay. Take a little more time.
Yeah. Will your old dog? Will he learn from your old dog?
No,
at all?
He won't do anything anymore. He's so lazy, he just lays down all the time.
Do you have to pick him up and put him in the boat, kind of thing?
Yeah. And by that time, I'll be too tired to do anything. Yep, come on, let's go outside. But I mean, let's see. He touches, he holds, he does everything right. So.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He's doing that part, but.
Well, then he's got.
When you tell him to stop, he looks at you like he's crazy. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. He's not ready for signals yet. That's what's bothering me. He should already be there.
Yeah. Do you ever train with shot collar?
I have not, because the other one was just so smart that I didn't need a shot collar for him. So I never
Right.
bought one.
Right.
Well, I think this knucklehead right there needs a shot collar.
Mm-hmm. I know some people don't believe in it, no, but I've never, I've never trained a lab to retrieve.
I
I've
don't
done
know.
some obedience training.
I had he would bark a lot. When we first got him, he barked just way too much for me. And it'd be all night long. He'd be barking. Got him one of those vibrator ones, and that seemed to work. So he understood.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm not supposed to be barking when we turned it in.
Right.
But he's never had a shot collar. I think that's going to be a traumatic experience for him because he's hard headed. So he'll be hitting that button a lot.
Yeah. So you're gonna cook him? Is that what you're saying? before he gets used to it?
Yeah. Yep. He'll have a burn patch on his neck by the time we get done.
Well, it sounds like he's close. So
What's the temperature over there? What's your temperature over there? Because over here it's cold.
Oh, it was cold here today. Let me see. It was last night. It was 25. Let me see what it is here today. Right now it's 30 degrees.
30?
And 30 degrees.
It is.
North of
What is
Nashville.
it? The temperature here is not away from you. 29.
29?
I don't know why it keeps happening to me. 29. Oh, there it is. Then go away.
Yeah, your signal's breaking
That's
up a little
29
bit.
right now.
I can hear your audio good, but your video's breaking up a little bit.
Come on. Inside you go.
I'm going to try to do one of these again sometime next week. I don't think it's going to be Thanksgiving. Is it Thanksgiving next week? Yeah, it is.
Next week, next Thursday's Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to do a stream Thursday night. If I do, it'll just be a little short one. Why don't sometime when it's convenient for you, we give me a call or something. You do a little bit more research on this R9 stuff, and we'll come back on and do a stream about it.
All right, you can do that.
Sound good?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
We're about an hour and a half into it. I think I'm gonna wrap this one up tonight, Carlos. Unless you got anything else you want to contribute.
Not today. Well, I'll make some notes.
All right, yeah, do that, and I'll try to get the Sasquatch on here with us also.
Yeah, try to get that phone in there.
Well, we got to work on him. He hadn't flown.
He was liberal on me, huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, he would tell you that he's independent.
Independent. Yeah. And I'm not Puerto Rican either.
And I'm not fat. So.
He's gonna pay for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, brother, appreciate you stopping by tonight, and you got my cell phone number. Message me, and when it'd be good to get back on. Of course, Wednesday nights are not good for me, as you would understand. So yeah, we'll compare some notes. And what I was going to tell you is we need to encourage him, because I think he said it's been since like September since he's flown at all. Zach.
Good.
He bought that new DJI Avata, and I guess he's still not. Last I heard from him, he still hadn't flown it. So we don't want him to get discouraged and drop out of the hobby altogether. So too many people doing that. So I appreciate you stopping by, man, and joining me. It's a real pleasure tonight to have you.
Have to do this again for sure.
Yeah, we'll get a few more guys on here, and I think as they start to see other people are willing to show up and talk for a little while, and that it's easier now than it was before. That was you just clicked the link on your phone and you were here, right?
Right.
It was really easy. This StreamYard is really easy, and it's free. So the package I've got isn't, but for and if you only want a couple people on, it's free, absolutely free. So
Pretty good.
all right, Carl. Thank you for coming out. I'm gonna Jesse back. Let me see. Let me put his post up here. He said he'll get on and talk about ELRS or talk to Zach and define again. All right. Yeah, let's set a date sometime. Next week probably won't be good for most people. If it is, I'm thinking maybe Tuesday. Tuesday might not be a bad time if y'all are available. If not, then maybe the week after Thanksgiving. Yeah. We can all get together. Give us some time to do a little research. And so, yeah, we'll get you on camera here, Jesse. And so everybody can see, which I got your avatar with you, with your wife up here. So we've already seen your ugly mug. So you ain't got nothing to hide. But look, me and Carlos, if you was to come on today, you'd be the pretty boy in the group today. So and hey, Zach ain't gonna change that. Zach, if he comes, he ain't gonna change that factor, is he, Carlos? You know, I think Zach says he's lost close to 100 pounds. So
really,
yeah. I lost 115. Then I got COVID and gained 60 of it back. So, so yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and close this stream off. Thank you to all of you guys that have come out tonight and commented. Philippe, Michael D. Let's see who else was on here.
It'd
Brent.
be fun if we get more people in there.
Yeah. I can have up to 10 people. And you know, when we had more than that, we had 5 or 6 on the chat and the Discord. Everybody's talking over each other anyway. So,
right.
So yeah, we get 4 or 5 on here at one time. I think it'll be good. So it'd be nice for a change for me not to have to say a lot.
Well, I need to go use the bathroom. So
all right, man. We'll see you. Take care,
okay.
Carlos. You can just hit disconnect on that, and it'll cut you right off. And
all right.
I won't have to. So, yeah, Jesse. Yeah, I'd love for you to show up and join us. If nothing else in the chat, or you don't even have to show. You can do just your voice and all of that. So, I'm going to close out here with my outro. This is my Back to the Future outro. Big shout out to Rick for getting that done for me. So thank you guys for watching. If you like this kind of content, give me a thumbs up. If you would subscribe. And remember, keep flying and rise up and meet me in the air. Thank you.